So in this video, I'm going to show you ways that I've automated my recruiting business, and you can actually do the same thing that I'm doing to replicate your staffing agency. And the third one that I'm going to show you here in this video is often overlooked. I feel like so many recruiting agency owners neglect this third step in automation, which has really made an impact and a difference for my recruiting company to be sustainable and have longevity. And I'll show you exactly what it looks like. So let's go ahead and dive into the areas where I have automation. All right, let's dive into automation within your recruiting business and how you can set these different steps up. So, there's really three areas where I think automations should be installed into your recruiting company. Number one is lead generation, getting new clients and also getting new candidates. Number two is your nurture follow up sequences. So, adding automation within your CRM or applicant tracking system is very important, which I'll show you. And the third one that I alluded to in the beginning of this video that is often overlooked is retention. Okay, guys. So if you don't have a really solid retention process and system in place to keep your candidates engaged, to keep your clients engaged, then it's going to be tough to really have a sustainable recruiting company and something where you're going to get repeat business, get a great reputation. Bottom line is you want to make sure you're keeping your clients, your recruiting clients, and your candidates happy for years to go down the road. And I'll show you a really cool tool that I use to give a special touch to a lot of my candidates and my clients, which has gone a long way and I've gotten great feedback from it. All right, so let's go ahead and dive into lead generation automation. So if you're using LinkedIn, which I highly encourage that you do, there are ways to add automation within LinkedIn. So you may or may not have heard of these different tools. So we've created a tool within our membership group called Recruitemy Leadcast. And the issue with LinkedIn, so if you're not an avid LinkedIn user and you're looking at starting your own recruiting agency, it is going to be the number one platform for you to get recruiting clients and candidates at scale and on demand. Over 800 million users in over 250 countries are using LinkedIn. Recruiters literally make a living on here. I've made a living on LinkedIn for many years, and you can create a multi-million dollar business if you use LinkedIn the right way. So the issue with LinkedIn and scaling your business is there's a lot of manual work that would need to be done within this platform for you to do your outreaches. Okay. So cold calling and cold email is dead, as we all know, but there are ways to really make an impact within LinkedIn to do a cold outreach. So, you could go about it where you do a lot of manual work in here, but it's going to take you hours to do all your research, to send individual messages to your hyper targeted prospects or, potential recruiting clients and candidates. So there is a great way to do that. There's a ways that you can go into LinkedIn, load up campaigns, do Boolean searches within your LinkedIn Sales Navigator account, copy a URL, simply come into Recruitemy Leadcast and create a new campaign. Okay. So if you have Sales Navigator, which is going to cost you about, I think it's $79 a month for a license. It's worth every penny. Simply click on Sales Navigator, paste your URL, hit enter or hit next. And what you'll see, let me go ahead and log into one of my campaigns, is you can create various campaigns out here. So this is a campaign that I use for Recruitemy, and I reach out to a lot of recruiting agency owners or recruiters that are just having maybe a little bit of difficult time marketing and getting new clients and getting new candidates. So I've got several hundred leads right here loaded up from LinkedIn that came in within seconds into this tool and software program. And then what's cool about this is you can go ahead and set up artificial intelligence steps, so automation steps of how you want to reach out to all these prospects at scale. All right. And this is what it kind of give you a preview of what it looks like. So you simply come in here and create your sequence tree. And we have various templates and sequences that have produced at a really high level. We have one in particular that we give to our membership group here that will get you a 79% connection rate, which is pretty incredible. So yeah, you just come in here and you set up your conditions of what you want to do. You want to message, you want to connect with the prospect. You put in your messaging right here, you save it, you set it and forget it. And you can also pivot out of here and do emails. Let me see. Yeah. So you can view someone's profile. You can do in-mails. So when you get a Sales Navigator account, LinkedIn gives you a certain amount of in-mails that you can directly send to your prospects. Because the issue with when you're a first degree connection, you have to wait to message the person in order for them to accept your first degree connection. But with InMail, you can just go ahead and directly message these prospects and start getting great responses. So this tool does all that for you in automation at scale. Can literally load up campaigns of like 1,000, 1,500, 2,000 leads in here. Set up your conditions in the back end, like I just showed you, your messaging. and you're off to the races and you start getting phenomenal responses like I'm getting right here. This works for me in the background. So while I'm out doing other things, grabbing lunch with friends, playing golf, I'm getting responses all day long from my lead list that are coming in here, and I can do by conversing back here and talk to people. So really cool tool for lead generation at scale for your recruiting business. All right, so let's go ahead and dive into the ATS CRM piece that I was talking about earlier. So CRMs and ATSs for your recruiting business should not be that complicated. Okay, there's really a couple of functionalities that you need. So when you're out there analyzing the bullhorns and the Loxos and scratching your head and wondering what you should get, I'm going to help you here. Okay, you need a CRM that captures contacts, that gives you opportunity pipelines like you're seeing right now. So you can literally move your leads along the way in your opportunity pipeline from start to closure. So every morning I come in and I look at my opportunity pipeline here and I say, okay, here's some follow up lead nurture people that I talk to that are maybe on the fence that told me to check back in a month. And so I pay attention to all these leads right here. And the piece of automation that I'm talking about is in the order of workflows. So you can go back here in our CRM and create nurture lead campaigns, whether it's video content, case studies, testimonials, PDFs, something of education, workshop webinars. You just create it back here, and then you would set up triggers within a campaign to the point where I would set up a condition back here that says, all right, every time that I talk to a prospect and I move them over here to follow up lead nurture stage, automatically a designated email goes out to that prospect in the back end that I've set up. Maybe it's a case study, something that will push them further to buying from, an opportunity to a paid customer by giving them social proof, by showing them that my product really works and it can work for you. I also talk about objections they might be thinking about, like, gosh, how am I going to get recruiting clients? I work at a recruiting agency right now, but I want to moonlight and not get in trouble. So how do I do that? How do I go about my non-compete clause? I have a lot of recruiters that want to start their own recruiting company, but just, they're currently working a 9 to 5 and not sure how to do it. So the emails and the videos that I send address these objections and these things that keep them up at night. So think about that for your staffing company. Think about what your pain points are for your clients. You can go ahead back here and create those nurture steps that are automatically going out in the background. Another really cool thing that I'll show you here is the conversational tab that I have. I have gone in and set up appointment reminders back here, which has really increased my show rate for client calls and candidate calls. So once I book a call with a potential client, I go in here and I set up my automations back here in my automation tab, and this automatically goes out in the calendar. So it's reminding the prospect there's 2 or 3 steps back here through email and through text that we have a call coming up. They reply yes. And it's really improved, like I said, my show rate back here. So yeah, really great idea to have these type of automations within your CRM. And then the last thing that I'll share with you, what I think is really the secret sauce, has been retention. So I found this tool called handwritten.com. And all I do is once I place a candidate, or if I have a great client experience, I'll go in here for $3.25. I'll type up my letter that I want to be sent out. And this company creates a handwritten letter for you with their robots that looks just like you wrote it, puts it in a beautiful card. You give them the mailing address for your prospect and it sends it out on automation. So I actually set up a feature in my CRM where I click a button and these letters go out to my prospects. This has been a really great touch that, again, is a lot of times overlooked. Like when you have a good conversation with a client, get a letter out to them. It literally takes 2 seconds to push the button and let it go. Write your message. Maybe that takes 5 minutes. Thank them for the phone call. Tell them you're looking forward to the opportunity of working with them, that you're here for them. And that's it. $3.25. I mean, I send these letters all day long. On top of that, I also send a gift when I make a placement that's been pretty incredible. I'm not going to give that secret away, but I have that on automation as well. And that's been very well received. Literally, I've gotten repeat business from my retention strategies here. I do other little things in retention, which, I can share with you down the road, that has been really instrumental in my recruiting business. So there you go, guys. Lead generation, some automation mixed in, nurture follow-up. You got to have some automation there. And retention is key. It's often overlooked. So this is a great site you can start using today. along with gifts that I tell people about, and you go from there and you have a great sustainable recruiting company. Hope that helps, guys.